So there's like a thing, like, and it really depends what you want out of all this experience, right? If you want to just be a player and have a big pool of women that you date, or if you want to get married, bro, like, it's really whatever. If you want like marriage, my advice is like, you should be the Conor McGregor up front, the loud, boisterous, confident, cocky motherfucker, you know, doesn't give a fuck what people think, does what he wants. And then you're like the Khabib on the back end, if you know that. Do you follow UFC? You know what I'm talking about or no? Okay.
Can you elaborate on the Khabib part? The back end?
Like Khabib, he's a strong-willed, devout, loving person. Right. He's committed to his religion. He's committed to his family. He's committed to like his morals. He doesn't break character.
Good foundation.
Right. He literally retired because of his dad. Right. Mm-hmm. The guy he could continue to make $50 million a fight, and he walked away. Like, who the fuck's willing to do that? Break your moral compass for that? Like, that is a strong-willed guy, right? Mm-hmm. So if marriage and long-term mating strategies and kids, like that is something you want, like that's kind of some advice I would say on that. But you still got to be the Conor McGregor up front. You know what I mean? You got to attract the female. It has to be their choice at the end of the day. So you're kind of like advertising, you're being the guy, you're flirting with a bunch of girls. Girls should be competing to lock you down. You should be a challenge that they search to try to win. So you're something that they feel like they're with a winner, not just some guy that like, oh, he had no option, so he picked me by default. You know what I mean? So, yeah, bro, I never say what I do. I kind of keep it a mystery. If attraction for males is like a light switch, and for females is more like a knob that's kind of gradually being turned. So not letting girls know what you do for a living, like this is why when girls ask me, like, what do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, I'm unemployed, right? Because I haven't worked in like almost 2 years, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm unemployed. Like, what do you mean? You know, like, I don't know, I don't want to have a job, fuck that. What I'm thinking is, you look rich, like you can just take care of me. You know what I mean? And I'll say things like this to girls.
Oh, okay. You say it to them.
Matter of fact, I'm looking for a sugar mama, you know? And I'll joke them like, oh my God, you look like one of those rich white girls. She's, oh my God, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you seem like, your dad seems like he's fucking racist. And I'll say things like that, right? You know? Like, no, my dad loves Mexicans. No, he doesn't. And they're like, yes, he does. Like, shh.
Yo.
Don't ruin the fantasy.
So funny.
He hates Mexicans.
It's so ridiculous how quickly, when I'm talking to a girl, I literally go from like hello to racism within 30 seconds. I was just gonna say, like, when I'm talking to a girl, dude, I go from hello to racism in about 30 seconds. It goes from like, hey, what's up, nice to meet you, to like, next thing you know, I'm like, what are you racist? Like, I just like find a way to make a joke and be like, what, you don't like me because I'm black? And they're like, what? This is like something you have been doing. I'm like, you don't like me because I'm black? What the fuck? So you're racist. And they're like, what the hell? Because like you're making them just feel, especially white girls, dude, they're so scared. They're so scared to be racist. So like you're just making them feel all these emotions, like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And then like,
we're in a group and some
yeah,
say that to school. We're like, prove you're not racist. Make out with my friend. Say shit like that. I'm not racist. I'm not. And everyone's looking at him like, make out with him right now. Suck his dick. End racism. You have the power, like, to end racism right now. Yeah.
You're also doing sexually, like you were talking about. You're doing it all internally as well. Now you know that you have clout, money. You can get away with going on the external route if you want to, but you're putting your camera on yourself, betting on yourself that you alone, just your presence, your energy alone, will captivate a woman to want to be intrigued by you.
100%. So I'll give you guys like an ideal scenario, right? So we approach girls on the street, right? There's so much work that's been done already that like when they meet me within those first few seconds, I think it's, what's the thing, like within 7 seconds a girl decides whether she'd sleep with a guy or not. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's like within first encounter.
Something like that. It's very fast.
But the thing is, it's not qualifying, it's still disqualifying. So it's more that if you meet a girl, she'll decide if she doesn't want to sleep with you. But it takes a while to decide if she wants to.
Yeah, all right. So, but the thing is this, so like an ideal scenario would be like this. Approach a group of girls, meet them, we show interest but not really. Like we let them know like, oh yeah, I want to take you out. I don't know, maybe flirt with you or something like that. We'll hold hands. I don't know. What's your name? I ask your name. I don't say my name back.
Yep.
Because if they ask my name, it's an indicator of interest.
Yep.
Because why the fuck do you need to know someone's name? Like, does name even matter? Just because you know someone's name, does that mean you really know them? No. So a name doesn't even fucking really matter. But I leave it open. What's your name? Like Sarah? Oh, it's nice to meet you. That sounds like a white girl's name. I was like, you're from Canadian? And like, we'll just start chatting right now. Oh, let's go, I'm hanging out later, we're doing this. I invite a girl out. When you're charming her, making her laugh, you're being seductive, she's kind of getting a sense for your emotional strength, and you're funny, and she's getting turned on. She's like, fuck, I like this guy. He's good looking. He looks like he's in shape. He's confident as fuck. An ideal scenario, again, would be like another girl approaches me while we're there that knows me, who's also pretty, starts talking. She sees, like, oh, other girls want him. And then from there, she's like, what do you do for a living? Like, who are you? Like, she starts asking all these questions.
Yeah.
These are all things I'm like, great, this is all exactly how the conversation I want it to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm a drug dealer. And like, no, you're not. Be serious for once. And like, no, I'm remaining in the feminine. I'm being silly. I'm being joking. I'm being funny. We make out or something. I stop her. I say, all right, that's enough. That's enough. Like, I need to behave, right? And then from there, you know, she's like, oh, are you on Instagram? Like, oh yeah. And then like we exchange Instagrams. She goes home that night. Then she sees my Instagram, think, what the fuck? And then she goes on YouTube. She starts researching and looking up all these things like, holy fuck. He never said any of these things. He never told me he was a YouTuber. He never told me he buys Ferrari. He never told me he's like travels everywhere. Like, I didn't know all this shit about him. It's like, that is like an ideal scenario. I didn't have to say shit. I didn't tell her anything I did. I didn't have to flex any of that shit. She liked me already for who I was prior to knowing all of these things. Those are in addition. So like an ideal scenario would be the same way, bro. Is that a girl meets you, she finds you attractive, she finds you super sexual chemistry with you. She already wanted to go further with you.
Yeah.
And then in addition, she finds out you're that guy, that you run a business, you know, that you have employees, that you have a huge payroll, that you could provide for her in addition, but she should sexually want to suck your cock without any of that stuff. She should just want your fucking DNA all over her face and just think, fuck, I want this guy, you know what I mean?
It's like the way that you communicate, it's a privilege for a woman to get to know you.
Yeah, that's why we come across as arrogant. I think some people tell me that, like, before meeting me. I think Justin thought I was a big douchebag before he met me as well.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, because in some ways, maybe you do come across as delusional, but you have so much confidence in who you are that when you meet this girl, she's like, this guy's like, who the fuck does he think he is? That's almost who she should be asking. Because like, how can he think he could talk to me this way? Who does he think he is? She ends up fucking him, right? The same guys that she talks shit about, she ends up sleeping with. Fucking arrogant piece of shit. Like, but you're just so confident. And you're like, hey, behave yourself, you're gonna have to leave. Like, who talks to her that way? You know what I mean? So that's the behavior and energy you should have, is you're just a fucking man, bro. So one of the things I talked about the other day is like, when you're talking about doing these simple steps every single day is the only thing that matters. The results don't matter. Bro, I promise you, I was thinking about this the other day because I never really had to do a lot of inner game. But I also, at a very young age, I had a very strong father figure in my life. He put me in sports at a young age. We weren't allowed to really be emotional too much around him. We had to suppress a lot of that stuff to conquer the goal. And then we can deal with that shit later. Like, you're a fucking man, you have to provide. There's a saber-toothed tiger attacking, you need to fucking fight. You can cry about this shit later. So because of that, I was in sports at a young age. I had to do things every single fucking day, regardless of whether I wanted to or not. I had to get over the anxiety of getting in a fucking fist fight, because we're getting punched all the time in boxing. You had to get over the anxiety of losing in front of your friends, getting suplexed in front of a fucking crowd while you're in Speedos, you know, in front of a girl that you find attractive, and you're getting your ass whooped in front of everyone. And it's just the most demoralizing, like, it's the most humbling experience you can have as a man, is getting your ass kicked in front of everyone and just feeling like a fucking bitch and thinking, I need to get better. And then you grinding that out for years, from high school to college to then leaving college as a fucking all-star athlete. Like, you can just feel like you kick everyone's ass from being a wrestler. Then you get into jiu-jitsu and you start getting triangled 1,000 fucking times. And then you start getting better at jiu-jitsu, and then you get into Muay Thai, you start learning about leg kicks. Like, that continuous grind that I've built, then getting into sales and learning a lot about your own psychology and dealing with what you think is rejection. Doing all this shit just continuously every single day is why, like, I didn't really have to do a lot of inner game, because every day I was doing the practice of loving myself by showing up. So every day that you show up and every day that you guys do these things, you're telling yourself you love yourself, right? Because your inner talk, when you don't do something, is like, you're not loving yourself when you don't eat healthy. You're abusing your body when you're putting alcohol and drugs in your system. Like, I love myself too much to ever put that shit in my body or to ever go abuse myself, you know what I mean? So we have coping mechanisms that we do to deal with stressors, or you can cope with it by just doing the activity.
Not drink?
No, I don't drink. Not that I ever won't drink, but usually if I'm celebrating.
Dude, the most common factor I see with the most high level dudes is we're not drinking, we're not smoking.
None of my
weed,
friends.
We're not jerking off. When's the last time you jerked off?
Bro, college. And it's so funny because it's like, without even ever having talked about it, when you said it, I looked over, I'm like, bro, like, I don't fucking jerk off.
Yeah.
Because the point is, if you want to jerk off, it's
But,
because
like,
you're
how many
horny.
guys jerk off? It's like everybody. Like 99% of men jerk off. But I don't jerk off. You don't
Just
jerk
go get
off.
a girl.
We never had the conversation. We never had this conversation. You know, it's like when you get to the top levels of anything, it's everyone doing the same thing.
Because it's coping. You're coping with your inability to just go out and try to meet women. Instead of jerk, because you're like, oh, I'll just jerk off, and then you just lose your desire to go do it. Or you can do the harder thing, which is face your own fears and go out and try to go meet women. You know what I mean? So, yeah, bro, like, all this inner work, you showing up every day is the only thing that matters. You going to the gym, you reading, you working on your business, you doing your daily approaches. You know, when I started this, I think I read it in some book somewhere. Just do 2 approaches a day. And it started off with just saying that when you're ordering a coffee, just ask the girl, the barista across the counter, how's your day? That's it. That's all it is. That's how little it was to start my journey. And I was like nervous. Like, so how's your day? And I remember she looked up at me as if no one's asked her in years. She's like, it's good. Thank you for asking. She goes, it's crazy because this morning when we came in, there was like all the, and I'm like, oh my God, she's just like opening up and talking to me. And I realized like, that's all it takes is this little activity, not this big grandiose thing, but that doing it again the next day. And now it's every single time I go out, I just ask, how's your day? Like, so all the people that are working there, I become more social that way. And everyone should do that. Just put that as part of your system. How's your day today? Yeah? Crazy shift? What are your plans for the weekend? Just barista that's working there. Like, nice. And you'll realize sometimes they start opening up to you, sometimes they start hitting on you. You weren't even thinking of that, you know? So, yeah, bro. But anyways, it's a long answer I gave you. But essentially, don't lead with money, right? Like, think about, use common sense. If a girl on Instagram is posting pictures, thirst traps, ass pictures, bikinis, tits out, what is she leading with? Her sexuality, right? And then she gets mad, oh, guys just look at me like I'm some whore. Like, well, what do you think? It's no different than a guy just all over his Instagram is posting cash, cars, private jet. A girl's gonna look at him and he's leading with money and all these bitches just use you for money anyways. It's like, bro, you are creating your reality. You know what I mean? Like, what are you leading with? So, but yeah, I hope that answers your question there.